Don't move. Hey!
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Disney Park Walk. What are we doing here? Welcome to a live Park Walk and Talk from Disney's Hollywood Studios. My name is Doobie Mosley. I am the guy in the other studio at LP headquarters way, way back in California. But lucky enough to be with Jeremiah Good, who is actually in Hollywood Studios today. How are you today, Jeremiah?
I am doing well, Doobie. How about yourself?
I am doing great, even better now that I've entered a park. Yesterday, you took me on a wonderful walk around Epcot. I'm excited now to do old school park hopping where you wait till the next day at Hollywood Studios.
By old school, do you mean post-July or?
I mean, before I could afford to add the park hopping option to my Magic Your Way ticket. So
I remember those days.
How's the weather today, Jeremiah?
I'd say it's cool, high 50s. You'll definitely see a lot of people bundled up because it's Florida, and if it's below 80, they bundle up here.
Yeah,
Sadly,
it's weird
though,
to see that.
we are a little gloomy, just as yesterday.
It may be sad in general, but as you walk towards the Hollywood Tower Hotel, it's quite fitting.
Yes.
And what's amazing as you walk down Sunset Boulevard is how empty the park looks today.
My short time in the park so far, it is definitely a low-capacity day. The parking lot wasn't that full. There wasn't a lot of people coming in, so it seems to be one of those joyful weeks where the parks aren't at capacity, or at least aren't full. Can't say capacity, I guess.
Then I am excited. That means are those two guys wearing the same sweatshirt? Never mind.
You did miss me looking around, like, what guys?
So we're walking towards Hollywood Tower Hotel. I'm curious what the wait is on a day like this, man. Maybe we can actually get on a ride today if it's not that. Well, we'll see. That would be cool if we could, though. You never know.
I was trying to think if we could do Slinky Dog Dash sometime.
Be careful with your phone and Slinky Dog Dash. I have experience there.
So the Theater of the Stars still has all the Beauty and the Beast stuff up. They did take down all the signs for the orchestra, of course, but with all the Christmas stuff down, it seems a little bit more, I don't want to say barren, but less exciting. They've removed the Beauty and the Beast signs from the Hollywood Hills Amphitheater. Tower of Terror right now is a 40-minute wait, so let's walk up and check out the exit store just because I love walking in there to see if there's anything exciting.
I think it'd be fun to take a ride together on alien swirling saucers.
When we head back there, we will definitely see what we can do.
That would make for some great camera work.
I was going to say, I don't know if my thumb can hold the gimbal ward that. I just feel like it would be one side, and then as it's trying to rotate to the other one, it'd start rotating back, and then the board would just be like, I quit, I'm out. So here's the standby line.
Is there any other kind?
Correct. But yeah, it's still going back down into the overflow area.
Oh, that's right. They run it this way now. And then into the... That's a Christmas tree. Or a chandelier. Is that just a chandelier?
Up there, just a chandelier.
Okay, I thought it was a Christmas tree. It scared me. Christmas is gone now.
I'm enjoying your comments on things, and I'm like, wait, what's he talking about?
Remember, your eyes are better than mine here, so trust yourself.
Oh,
Oh, look at that
some
wonderful Tower of Terror merchandise.
well, it's the Tower Hotel Gallery.
Ah,
In case you didn't get your host a ghost jar,
what is that?
um, this was something that came out 20, 2018, late 2018, and it's the what they did. I think there's only like 12 of them, but it's the ghost jar, and it supposedly contains some of the ghosts from the Haunted Mansion. So this one is Victor Geist, the organist, and you press the lid, and
So presumably the edition size here was no more than 999.
no, they made a ton of them.
Where did they
They
get all the extra ghosts?
they well, ghosts are much like starfish, where if you just cut off a piece, they can grow out of that one piece.
Gotcha.
So those were originally $60 each, and
Are
they
those,
have
are those kids behind you asking if they can get back in line?
yes,
Ah, they loved it. All right,
I
go
know
ahead.
that's the best. They were $60 each, and there were you know the scene in A Christmas Story where Ralphie walks up to get in line for Santa, and the guy in front is like, "No, this is where the line ends. The line begins back." That's just what those people experienced.
Oh, that's so sad. Don't laugh at them. Hi, Emily. Nice to have you back. We are at Hollywood Studios. We're just getting started, so get ready for about an hour of touring this exciting park.
Yes. Anyway, the ghost jars, when they first came out, of course, much like anything Haunted Mansion, sold out right away, and secondary markets were a bit expensive with that. And then early last year, they dropped the price for a special value to $29.99, $30 off the original price, and they stopped making them and because they ran out of space in Memento Mori because they had so many of those jars left over. So they've been on sale. They're really cool, but it's one of those things of
Gotta pick your battles.
yeah, they're cool, but they're large, and you know they each have a little ghost projection in it, and that's about the extent of it.
Can you not use them just as a jar? Can you put
No,
stuff in there with the ghost?
no,
No.
sadly, no.
See, that's the thing with the popcorn buckets and the sippers. They're practical.
Standby line for Rock and Roller Coaster does not have a wait time posted. The wait time at the entrance archway does say 30 minutes.
No single rider,
No single rider, no fast pass. So
but they do seat every row here, correct?
correct, and they don't have the pre-show running. So it really is just the queue is moving, and as quickly as the coaster can take off, which is like once every 45 seconds or something, they can
Fast.
load it.
What is the arrangement in Tower of Terror?
That is every other row, and they have plexiglass in there. We put up, I can't recall if we put up an article or if I just sent out some tweets about it, but the plexiglass, the rows you have to walk down where the plexiglass is at the end of the row or in the middle of the row, it's an awkward setup. I
But
mean,
they have
it
not
definitely, good.
they've not plexiglassed it in such a way that they can seat every row.
No.
It's interesting.
Um, I mean, again, we haven't been on Tower of Terror in a while, so maybe that's something I will check out after the live stream.
Maybe so. May get some breaking news. Is Lightning McQueen open?
Yes, looks like a show is about to head in.
It's a fun show.
And Lightning, because he is an automobile, does not have to wear a mask.
Although I'm sure They put some thought into that.
That would be a fun little display. I would definitely go see it just for that reason.
And no
Especially if they could muffle his voice just a little bit.
other.
The real experience. Yeah, the queue here is moving pretty quickly for a rock and roller coaster. So it'll pick up. We're kind of back to the old school days of, if you want to go on everything, get there at the opening. You can probably hit most of the attractions before most guests actually are awake and headed over this way.
Everything we've taught ourselves over the past 20 years about FastPass out the window.
And I appreciate that.
Life is a highway. What are these social markings for? Is this for extended rock and roller coaster queue?
Correct. Yeah. Before they moved the tower queue back the other way, and actually they still have it looks like the social distancing markers. No, that's for rock and roller coaster because the ones over there for the Hollywood Hills Amphitheater just cross the street. They don't go down towards tower anymore. Well, I don't want to say it's like it was a few months ago, but this is definitely an off-season day. We can see if we can cut through Carthay Circle Theater or Carthay Circle Shop, not the restaurant. And if anybody does have any requests, ideas, things they want me to do, see, visit, let me know.
That's right. That's why we do these live, so that you guys can be a part of it. So just use those comments. We'll put them up on the screen and do our best to accommodate you, especially if it involves Jeremiah running back and forth across the park. He loves to do that.
I've never seen this sign before.
Breaking news. It's something to tweet.
Gold shopping bags?
Yeah, wow, you're spending a long time staring at this sign.
Sorry, I was focused on the sign while I looked around trying to find one of the gold shopping bags.
That's why we need the head cam. So as you look around, we look around.
So there is a gold shopping bag. Classic Dolls special, $20.
So just another way of saying on sale, but with a little magic.
Exactly. I don't know what I'm smelling in here, but it kind of has a waffle smell, and it's making me really hungry.
So if you get hungry and find something, we like to watch you eat.
That's one of those ones that I will never live down, I'm sure.
I want more of it. Live tastings are great. I'm waiting for you to bite into something you can't stand and you try to cover it up.
Yesterday, at the media event for the Taste of Epcot International Festival of the Arts, it's the last time I have to see that today, they had ratatouille for tasting. And I realized I've had it before, like when I was a kid on spaghetti, but as opposed to you, I'm not a vegasaurus. I enjoy the meat products. So something that is purely just slices of different vegetables to me wasn't I really need to do this. But I did take a bite of it, and it was enjoyable. Definitely something to stop by if you're at the festival to try. It's inside the World Showplace. It's not a peasant's dish, by the way.
Traditionally. Let's see. We have a question here. Andrea. Yes, we are in Florida, not California. We are in Florida, Disney's Hollywood Studios. Unfortunately, the theme parks in California are still closed. So we are live from Hollywood Studios in Lake Buena Vista, Florida.
And I think I have a cavalcade coming down. I do. It's on. One of my friends was in Disney California Adventure the other day and actually posted a video of the Rock Candy Mountain trolley. And every time I'd scroll past it on Facebook, all I could think of was Gideon going, "It's on, it's on."
Yeah, me too.
So for those of you just joining us for the first time, the parks are open, but instead of parades or shows, they have cavalcades. Since we can't meet and greet our favorite characters, we get to watch them walk by, wave at us, pose for pictures briefly. And then End of Mode and Buzz Lightyear have the coolest vehicles in the world. Howdy, howdy, howdy. And now I'm part of the parade.
You always are.
Okay, so let's walk into the animation courtyard. I think we're going to do our best to save Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for the end.
No worries. See what I did there?
I did. That was very good.
Andrea, after your question, she says, why do satellite pictures of Disney parks do not show people? I don't know. They're not live, so you can't just look now and see. But I don't know. Maybe they take them very early in the morning. I haven't verified that information.
That's what I've always heard. It's usually a very early morning picture of the flyover.
So you might see vehicles on the streets, which is even kind of cooler.
Yeah. Speaking of people, there's the line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Any idea what that one's set at?
I'm trying to see if I can peek through the...
It's a nice day to be in that line. It is not sun bearing down on you.
It is posted a 30-minute wait at the door. So I'd probably guess we're looking like 65.
Okay. Well worth it for the first ride.
We will swing back that way. We're just going to cut through the animation courtyard, then double back.
Can't wait till they finish this archway.
Did you see that tweet from us not too long ago where they unveiled this?
Are you being funny?
Yes.
Okay.
We had a tweet scheduled that was a few years old.
Oh, how funny. Okay. Andrea, yes, they do rent scooters at Disney. You can rent strollers, manual wheelchairs, and motorized wheelchairs. And then a lot of people also get wheelchairs from, there's a lot of businesses in the area that will rent wheelchairs to you that you can use during your vacation. And strollers for that matter.
So we've kind of found an empty space here at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's eerie.
Disney Junior Dance Party's got a few people in there for their 12:35 show. I mean, having the cavalcade go by, definitely kept people out of here. But
And then launch bay right now is a relaxation station. That's the area where you can go and take your mask off and enjoy some comfort.
I visited yesterday when I was at Epcot. I walked into the relaxation station in Norway in Erakush. Is that how you pronounce it?
I thought it was Askerkush. I don't know.
Exactly. Hey, I'm just getting Mariachi Cobre down, so let's not work on my Norwegian. Uh, and I was the only person in the entire restaurant, which is now just relaxation station. So that was a bit strange.
I am amazed at the non-use of relaxation stations. I don't know if people just aren't aware of them or just nobody likes to relax nearly as much as I do.
Yeah.
Because it is literally unless you're sitting and eating, it is literally the only area in the parks where you're permitted to remove your mask.
Yeah, and it is a perfect relaxation station. Okay, so we are going to double back for you, Doobie. I'm going to walk down by Echo Lake and then come back Commissary Way and then go through Toy Story Land and then into Galaxy's Edge. So we will get the full tour here.
Exciting. Is Hollywood and Vine still doing its thing, character meals?
Yes, I will swing left over that way and walk around Echo Lake. I realize most of the time when we do Disney's Hollywood Studios, our walk and talks end up being about 45 minutes because the park is small. So this way we'll definitely extend it as long as possible. Star Tours has a 40-minute wait. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is a 45-minute wait. And it looks like Rise of the Resistance was in the 40s for their boarding parties.
Is that pretty good?
They've been open for a few hours. Yeah. And I think they must have had a little bit of downtime because I would guess that at this point they should be somewhere in their 50s or 60s.
Do you keep an eye on that at all to see how they if they're improving in terms of getting through boarding parties or anything?
I haven't recently, with the change of the times, or the 7 a.m. and the 1 p.m. I haven't watched it recently, but it's something I need to start keeping an eye on again because I feel like I'm going to be coming into the park and actually enjoying Rise of the Resistance sometime soon again.
I would hope so.
So the water level for Echo Lake is low. Looks like probably because they just took out the Christmas tree that was on that island and all the accoutrements.
Thank you, Andrea. We attribute this to Ward Gimbel. Ward Gimbel is the person actually holding the camera and does a really, really good job of keeping things steady. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Be nice to have you around here in a minute.
So Hollywood and Vine is active, and it's the mini silver screen dine, which just has the characters in their Hollywood best. Tune-in Lounge is still not open, just so we can answer that before I have to double back or triple back for that one.
I still want my PB&J shake without having to go to the restaurant.
I need to go to Primetime Cafe. I feel like I haven't eaten there in forever. And that one, while I love sci-fi dining, Primetime has better food. And if you get a good, aunt or uncle telling you what to do, makes it much more entertaining.
You said Primetime has better food than Sci-Fi?
Yes.
You sure about that?
I enjoy their meatloaf. Sci-Fi has, different burgers, but I think Sci-Fi also may just be stuck in my head because I've eaten there so many times. I know the loop, and I just wait for the horrible Tom and Jerry cartoon to hit because that's the part of the thing where I just kind of want to. I'm going to go to the bathroom right now.
Please don't.
Not right now. So This, this is entertaining. 2 hand wash stations, within 4 feet of each other, both say "do not drink," that surround water fountains.
So if you see someone drinking from those hand washing stations, they're really, really desperate.
They have crawled across the Sahara for that.
Couldn't make it one more foot to the fountain.
Oh, now I can smell the funnel cakes. Okay, this is definitely going to need some sugar after this walk and talk.
Is there any way possible that we can get smell-o-vision on these streams? Because you're always talking about what you smell, and it's irritating that I can't enjoy it too.
We will work on that. I have wanted that giant nose that they used to have like on the old TVs in those cartoons that provided the smell-o-vision.
You think with the state of technology now, I mean, we are watching this stream live from 3,000 miles away with a rock steady picture, and yet I can't smell a thing. They're not working on the right things.
Speaking of working, they removed the vehicles and everything from here.
Wow. Right,
That's
breaking news.
Yeah. Because this was the portable Indiana Jones shop, and this is very strange. I'm guessing because they need more social distancing for the Backlot Express, but they do have an Indiana Jones map, just in case you feel the urge to.
Is that a map through the Temple of the Forbidden Eye?
It is not. Did they ever sell that map? People always told me that they did, but in all my visits, I never saw that map for sale.
I don't know. I don't recall seeing it. I don't even recall ever seeing one.
And I'm kind of an Indiana Jones adventure diehard. I guess by now I probably would have seen one at least somewhere on something.
That you are. I'm kind of a diehard.
That you are. Best Christmas movie.
Best Christmas movie? Best movie.
Star Tourist is a 40-minute wait.
Guests that do not comply will be asked to leave. Clean your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing.
Looks like it is out underneath the Ewok village, but they're walking right through the Ewok village, so I'm guessing that wait time will probably be dropping soon. So there is one entrance to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I really haven't paid much attention to the trees above the bridge. Like, you can kind of see the black spires through those now that the trees have kind of lost their leaves due to the fall. But normally you can't see anything. It doesn't even give that illusion that there's something behind it. It just looks like lots of trees, just like in California.
Are you saying California has lots of trees?
They do, at times.
So there's the Sci-Fi Diner, the place Jeremiah says does not have good food. They still have the cart? Yes, they do. Are you still able to climb on it?
Yes.
That's nice.
So here we go.
I don't know. It looks fine. I mean, you can't really tell how it tastes from the menu.
I've not tried the pasta, so maybe I'll come back and try that pasta at some point.
I love a good wedge salad.
They do have the Flying Saucer Impossible Burger for you.
Yes, they do. And fried pickles.
The fried pickles are definitely a highlight. I remember when I first...
Go ahead. You go ahead.
When I first came here, that they still gave you popcorn when you sat down.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's cool. Emily saw the Jedi training Trials of the Temple stage over there. They're not doing that right now, right?
Correct. That is still, many pieces of entertainment have not returned. hopefully soon.
Now we're over at Trials of the. No, we're not. We're over at Commissary Lane. Is that still the ABC commissary?
It is. There we go. And this was definitely one of those ones when they reopened it a few months ago that they went, hey, we're going to try all sorts of new stuff. And they kind of returned back to the basic burgers. But the pork carnitas tacos sound good.
They're always trying new stuff, which I appreciate. Even though they inevitably go back to more basic, they just try again next time.
Yep.
And I'm sure some stuff hits and sticks.
I was having a discussion with one of my friends yesterday about when restaurants open the first time that you have to eat there within the first month. And they're like, oh, yeah, you do because you do this. It's like, no, because normally it's within the first month they decide if they're going to keep the menu or they're going to drop it and return to the basics, nuggets, burgers, hot dogs.
Oh, Jeremiah, do you want to dispel a myth?
Oh, yes.
To think there are tunnels underneath where we are.
Sadly, there are not tunnels underneath this park, nor are there tunnels underneath Disney's Animal Kingdom. The Magic Kingdom is built above a series of tunnels, so what you're walking on is the second floor, and in some cases even the third floor, and that was designed because the story is Walt hated seeing somebody in Tomorrowland clothes walking through Frontierland because it destroyed the story. So when Roy started working on the Walt Disney World Resort, the first thing that they did was build it on the second story so underneath they could have the walkways, they have the trash chutes, they have all the fun stuff that you don't have to see. Where here you'll see people walking through with merchandise or big pushes of popcorn, that kind of stuff. And at Epcot, they do have a small tunnel system underneath the central area where Interventions was and around Spaceship Earth. How did you know I would dispel that myth?
Says Jeremiah, you are vice president in charge of myth dispelling our Central Florida theme parks.
Can I make that myth dispelling of all Disney theme parks?
No, we have to, union rules, we have to have segregation of responsibility. But,
Okay, then I won't talk about the center of Disneyland then.
Andrea appreciates the information. Wonderful. Glad we could help. Yeah,
The more you know.
Feel free to ask any general Disney questions. They don't have to be regarding the walk and talk we're doing. Jeremiah knows all.
Thanks for setting me up there. Here comes one of the cast members that is one of the cleaning cast members throughout the park. They just walk around with all the cleaning supplies, wipe down handrails, door knobs. I guess they're not doorknobs.
What is that? Why is that just gray right there? It looks like it's covering up something.
That is speakers and lasers and projections.
Ah, for what show?
That was put in place. Well, actually, it's been here since at least the early 2000s, but then it was just scaffolding. They kind of designed it. But it's normally for the fireworks show or the evening shows.
Like Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam?
Jingle bell, jingle bam! Yes. We are just Walt Disney one man's dream right now. No sneak previews of anything.
Hi.
I would walk in there, but we've definitely learned that you cannot get more than a few feet in that building.
Pan left a little so we can see what we're not seeing over there. So, highly recommended on Disney Plus.
And Free Guy, coming to theaters sometime in the future. Oh, Num Num Cookies. This could be one of my all-time favorite signs for snacks. Plain potato chips, banana.
And Num Num Cookies. And the generic snacks and beverages. That
yes.
Feels like Pixar, though. I'm not too far from Emeryville, Pixar headquarters, and that brick layout feels like Pixar.
Yeah, that is one of those places on my bucket list in life to make it to there.
I've been someplace you haven't.
Yes.
I got to go there and interview the director of Brave.
Yeah, that's one of those things. At some point, I want to go up there. I mean, I've been lucky enough to visit the Walt Disney Studios many times.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
No, I've done that only a couple of times. I've never been to Imagineering. Have you?
I have. I visited Imagineering to go to the shops before,
Of
but
course.
I was lucky enough once to get a full tour of Imagineering, and it was 99 ish, I think. Yeah, it must have been either
Howdy,
early
partners.
2000.
Sheriff Woody here to wish you a rootin' tootin' holiday season.
What holiday season is Woody celebrating here?
But you said Christmas was over at Hollywood Studios.
I didn't hear that when it was Christmas time. Um, so Slinky Dog has a 50-minute wait.
Not bad at all.
Um, so it was when they were working on. Yeah, it must have been 2000 because they were still working on DCA. They're working towards the 100th anniversary of Walt that they did when they put the hat here. And I actually saw a large model of the land of Disney's Hollywood Studios where instead of the hat, they built the double Ferris wheel that they were going to put out on the water level.
Ah,
That was a scrap plan. And the other thing that I saw that I was very sad never came to fruition in DCA, and I sadly missed it by a few months when I went to Disneyland Paris, was the Armageddon attraction that was supposed to go where Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It was in DCA.
do you remember when they used to have the big Armageddon vehicle in front of the Chinese theater?
No,
Am I making up a memory?
I don't think so. Just I didn't see it.
Okay.
Because I think I remember seeing pictures of it, but it doesn't. The visual in my head is not there, and that's something I definitely would have taken a picture of, even though I never saw Armageddon in the theaters.
Have you seen it since?
Oh yes, I actually enjoy it. It is probably my favorite giant scale disaster film.
Really?
If you can fast forward past the love story, much like Titanic, if you fast forward past the love stories,
You like
everything's
it?
pretty good.
You think it's better than Titanic?
Oh yes.
Better than 2012?
I don't even remember 2012.
Those were your college years.
Saved by the Bell.
Okay, this is probably my favorite question ever asked in our comments. Jeremiah, answer it as best you can.
Okay.
Is it possible there would be a Disney station in space when rocket travel becomes feasible?
I'm pretty sure Disney would find a way to make that. So speaking of rockets, yes, I do think that Disney would have some type of space station theme park. Alien Swirling Saucers has a 20-minute wait, so that may be something we'd come back to visit sometime in the future. What do you think of the possibilities there, Doobie?
You know, first of all, it's clear they know how to build in space because we're about to enter a planetary Disney location right now. I think it's highly likely. Highly likely.
I can remember when I was probably in my mid-teens. I bought a book for a friend for a birthday or for a Christmas gift that was the future of Disney, and they had this whole thing laid out of a Disney planet, and it was all just parodies and everything. But if you think about it, there's a good possibility there could be a Planet Disney at some point.
Planet Disney. That sounds like a new regional entertainment offering they're going to have someday. So we have left Earth. We are now on planet in Batuu. Bright suns.
Bright suns, Doobie. Looks like somebody crash landed.
Do you find it weird that the weather in Batuu is almost always exactly the same as the weather in Orlando?
It is a bit strange, but I've just accepted that it's much like um, when I go to Pandora, when I cross that 4.3 light year thingy bridge.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, people are dressed for a certain way. You wouldn't want them to all of a sudden show up in the snow. So I'm glad they figured out a way to do that.
So, Mike, I'm here on Batu. Anything you want me to look at for you? Anything that should be focused on for the Facebook group there?
Go ahead and give them a plug. What group is that?
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Facebook.
Great
You can,
resource for Galaxy's Edge fans.
yeah, they're lots of fun. I often will see things because he scours the World Wide Web, especially the Batuan World Wide Web. So if something random or new pops up, he is a good source, or that site is a good source for it.
Emily says Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, my favorite place. It is incredible. Andrea, have we seen any stormtroopers walking around?
No, sadly, the stormtroopers, Rey, Chewbacca, Kylo, and Vi Marati, they they don't venture out because they're afraid of us Earthlings bringing something to them. So they stay at least 6 feet away over in a elevated area.
Maybe we can run across them later. Have we passed any queues? How's Millennium Falcon looking?
Um, Standby is 45 minutes, and it's all inside. That's actually, I was looking for the end of the queue. I was like, oh, it's
That's
actually
all
pretty
right.
nice.
And Millennium Falcon recently added some plexiglass dividers, so they were able to increase their capacity a bit.
So I figured out why the line is not out here. We've not actually seen this in any of our walk and talks. That is the queue back there. So the queue does go backstage of Disney's Hollywood Studios. You can see a nice trash compactor back there. That building that we're looking at is the building that when you are on Slinky Dog Dash that you pass by on the right. So it all kind of comes full circle. Oh, looks like the Falcon is kind of getting prepped to launch. Hopefully Chewie has it all ready before somebody messes it up when they're trying to take it for a flight. Doobie, what's your favorite Star Wars film?
I guess Empire, but I might say Rogue One actually. And I'm also quite a fan of Last Jedi, the controversial Last Jedi.
See, I appreciate all of the Star Wars films. I've gotten into many arguments with friends that the sequel trilogy is not their favorite and not that good. But you and I lived through the prequel trilogy where those definitely are not that good. But now they are revered by most of the people who grew up watching it on VHS or on DVD.
Like Andrea, Phantom Menace, probably not our generation. I do like, the prequels. I went through a period where I liked them, I didn't like them, and now Clones and I kind of like. I kind of like quite a bit.
Yeah, all the movies have their own pieces of the mythology that you need to delve into. But if you watch the prequel trilogies, there's times where they're spending 20 minutes talking about politics. How much fun is that for a movie?
I know people that do that constantly. 20 minutes would be a short time for
I
them.
know.
Phantom Menace is hard to watch still, except for the end. The Duel of the Fates, that sequence is still maybe the best sequence in all of Star Wars.
So, were you like I ruined by when they released the soundtrack?
No, I'm not smart enough to figure stuff out just by reading soundtrack titles, and I don't like scores, so I didn't look.
Oh no, it wasn't being smart enough. The track was "Death of Qui-Gon Jinn."
It could have been a psych out.
Yeah.
I have friends, relatives who can't even listen to the soundtrack because just from the cues, they know what's going to happen and it spoils it for them. These people are way too smart to be in my life.
Yeah, I love listening to soundtrack. I love listening to soundtracks, but I like you don't listen until after I've seen the movie because I think Phantom Menace spoiled everything for me because I can remember buying that the day it was released, which was a few weeks before the film, and yeah, Death of Qui-Gon Jinn kind of
What did you
ruins it.
think, what did you think the titles would be?
Well, if you look at the Star Wars Empire Jedi tracks, there's no Death of Darth Vader or I Am Your Father remix.
Too bad Tony's not listening today.
So yeah, I mean, even in here, the line to get into the actually, let's see if we can. The line to get into the marketplace is pretty much the normal it's been, where it's backed up. But one of the things that we've not gotten a chance to look at is we haven't ventured into Galaxy's Edge since I believe New Year's Day was the last time I was in the park, in this park.
Stupid. The Jedi.
That's not the Jedi you're looking for.
No, please don't. I despise that.
Let's see if we can see if the Dianoga has. Oh yeah, the Dianoga is in the creature stall. I can see it from here. So, Disney's Hollywood Studios does have the Dianoga for sale.
Cool.
Let's
We
see
have
if we
another
can.
question. Andrea taking us up on our offer to answer anything. What happens when someone has a medical emergency? Are there paramedics in Disney?
So I can tell a full story of behind this. At Disneyland, there are not paramedics at Disney. They do have medical staff, and they will contact paramedics if something is needed. When I was in Disneyland, I actually cracked open my head, and they offered to have me transported to a hospital, but thankfully it was just a small cut on my head, not a broken skull. Thanks. I saw that, Doobie. But here at Walt Disney World, at Pleasure Island back in the day, they don't even have medical like first aid because so many people would injure themselves because of maybe being intoxicated, that type of stuff. The Reedy Creek Improvement District, the pretty much the government. Oh wow! Sorry, interrupt the story. Look
Breaking
what's
news.
open.
What's open?
These kiosks have opened again.
I'm taking notes on this stuff, so you're going to be walking back.
Yep. Yeah, these have been closed since the reopening. So, I mean, again, they could have been open for days, but I have not seen any information like this on the Facebook group. So, Mike, if you know any details about this, please let us know. If not, stand by to post one of our tweets shortly.
As you know, one day on Batuu is the equivalent to like 6 weeks on Earth. So,
So the Reedy Creek Improvement District, they have their own fire and medical, so they have to be called anytime there is something major. So they will come backstage or through different areas to take care of things. If it's something more than like here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the first aid, the nurse on staff can come and take care of. But if it is something that needs a little extra help, they will contact the paramedics through Reedy Creek.
Both Rebecca and I have had paramedics called when we were at one of the hotels, the beach club, separate times. And they get out there quickly. They take care of you. In my case, they calmed me down, and I went home on my own. In Rebecca's case, they actually transported her until she got stabilized. So, I mean, honestly, if I'm going to have a medical emergency, there's no place I'd rather be than on Disney property.
Yeah. So there we go. We are exiting Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
I take that back. A hospital would be first. Disney property would be second.
Yeah. How about a hospital on Disney property?
No such thing. Unless you count Celebration Hospital.
So there we go. We're done with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We will take a quick walk around the Muppet area, see if maybe those stores have reopened before I go back in and start taking photos of things that are newly reopened.
My son just walked here and said, "Pod racing."
Yeah, Jake Lloyd sound bites still to this day haunt me.
Yeah. Did you ever see him at Star Wars Weekends?
I think I did one of the times, but it wasn't. He wasn't young enough. Like he'd hit that point where he's a teenager now.
My favorite Star Wars Weekends memory is we used to go to Beaches and Cream every Friday night. And so one Friday night during Star Wars Weekends, we go there, and there's Peter Mayhew, Chewbacca, just sitting in a chair by himself, hanging out, no one bothering him, just watching the lobby. And that's always the first thing I think of when I think Star Wars Weekends.
My favorite Star Wars Weekend memory, I did get a chance to meet Peter Mayhew and Billy D. Williams throughout the years. I met the voices of Rebels before they debuted. As you know, they're sitting there just bored to death because nobody knew anything about Rebels. So I got to talk to them. But one of my favorites was we were waiting for the hyperspace hoopla, and I'd always stand in the back by the ropes so I wasn't crowded around the front. And Ray Park would always just be standing right there.
Darth Maul?
Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool.
So here's some more breaking news. They removed the nose and the eyes from that tarp.
That can only mean one thing.
They had to replace the tarp?
Probably. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so too. What do you think of Mama Melrose?
I love Mama Melrose, mostly for the atmosphere, and it's Italian, so it's easy to eat, even though it's not great. But I love the atmosphere in there. Dark, quiet, romantic. Nice place to take your wifey.
Italian food. And the smell right here is just amazing.
And
then we have the exact opposite.
Are you a fan of Mama Melrose?
I am. Mama Melrose is definitely, like, I didn't go to it for most of my vacation times. I think the first time I visited was when I was living out here. And it is, like, you know, since it's so far in the back, people forget all about it. But their chicken parm is just amazing.
Rebecca agrees on the chicken parm. I'm thinking maybe these restaurants don't put all their effort into their vegetarian dishes.
No.
Example. However, the best vegetarian meal I've had in my entire life was at the California Grill.
Oh, California Grill does everything amazing.
Jico is our go-to awesome food place at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but California Grill had them beat that one meal.
I'm sorry. GECO doesn't stand for awesome dining. What does it stand? What does it translate to?
I believe it's a cooking place, but that
Yeah.
may be Goma. I get confused.
Okay, let's give Miss Piggy some love as we ride off into the sunset.
Well, thank you,
Buddy,
Jeremiah.
buddy.
It's been lovely to talk to you today, as it was yesterday, as it will be tomorrow, perhaps, from Universal Studios.
Yes,
Wow, you're becoming a friend. This is weird.
I know. Wait, I'm just becoming a friend?
You know, I'm a hard nut to crack. Coming up,
Also, before you sign off, I would like to point out one thing. You can't really see it that well, but Muppet Vision 3D has a 35-minute wait. So,
wow,
yeah,
and a dancer in front. That was kind of neat. 35 minutes from Muppet Vision. That portends well for the future of this attraction, I hope.
yeah.
So, on behalf of Jeremiah, oh, no, reminder at 1 o'clock today in 3 short hours, 1 p.m. Pacific time, we have Marvel Time, issue number 30, where Mac and Benji will discuss the week in Marvel. And I'm sure there will be some hype for WandaVision coming up in just 2 days. So, looking forward to that. Other than that, please make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up. On behalf of myself, Doobie, in California, Jeremiah in Central Florida, and Miss Piggy, thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. I don't know why I said see you tomorrow. We'll see you.